It is freshy season, so today I want to share some of my favorite fresh fragrances from the House of Latafa. I believe I have about 6 or so favorite fresh fragrances from Latafa, so let's get right into it. First on the list is a fragrance that is typically marketed towards men, but I truly believe is unisex. I am talking about Vintage Radio. So Vintage Radio is actually inspired by Initio's Paragon. I love this scent. If you've never smelled Initio's Paragon, it is a plum and Palo Santo focused type of fragrance. Palo Santo is my favorite wood note, and it has this I don't even know how to describe it, an amazing aromatic quality to it. It feels almost meditative or calming. There's something very unique about how Palo Santo smells that is just phenomenal. And so combining that with the plum, you get this like sweet plum or sweet Palo Santo type of feeling throughout the fragrance, and it's fresh and again aromatic, and it feels sharp and invigorating. Now the way that the way that Vintage Radio differs from the original Paragon from Initio, in my opinion, is that Vintage Radio, of course, is going to be sweeter, right? Latafa and a lot of other Middle Eastern brands love to make their fragrances sweeter, which usually is a bit more mass appealing to people. So the plum feels like it's amped up, which I think is also why I find Vintage Radio to be a lot more unisex than even the original Paragon. You can still wear Paragon if you're a woman, in my opinion, but I think that this one is going to be even easier for women to wear because it's a little bit sweeter. So very fresh, very aromatic, spicy in a Palo Santo wood type of way, and just smells incredible. Great longevity with this one as well. When I first got it, and my husband was wearing it more than I was, I didn't think it was that powerful. But no, as time has gone on, I feel like it's actually a really nice, long-lasting scent, at least on me. I get at least 7 hours. Next up, we have a fragrance that is so incredibly hard to find. If you ever see this fragrance on sale somewhere and you've been thinking about it, just buy it, because I'm telling you, it is always sold out. I am talking about Latafa Breeze. Latafa Breeze is supposed to be inspired by MFK's 724. I've never smelled that fragrance before, unfortunately, so I cannot comment as to the closeness or, performance of this in comparison to that one. So I'm just judging this as a scent on its own. On its own, Breeze is a very, of course, breezy, airy, clean, citrus, musky smelling type of perfume. And what I love about Breeze and the way that they've constructed this is that if I just read the notes, cardamom and incense, I would have thought that this is not going to be for me, because when cardamom and incense are done in large quantities, it can be off-putting for my taste. But it's not. I honestly don't even smell it. Maybe a little bit of cardamom if I look for it, but I don't even smell the incense. It just smells like a sharp, musky, clean, fresh air, citrus, but not sweet. Like, I feel like this is no sugar. This is hold the sugar, black coffee type of, situation going on here. But I don't find it to be so aromatic or so woody that a female couldn't wear this. You could also easily sweeten it up if you want to, but this is just an easy to wear, fresh type of scent. You're going out, it's hot outside, and you just want to have something invigorating. That's what this is going to give you in a musky, expensive smelling kind of way to me. And in terms of projection longevity with this one, I get about 6 hours, and I would say it's moderate projection as well. Next up, we have what is probably one of the most duped DNAs, and definitely one of my favorite DNAs for warm weather. I think it's fantastic, very easy to like. We're talking about Anna Abiyedh White. So Anna Abiyedh White is inspired by Herba Pura from Xerjoff. I don't own the original Xerjoff Herba Pura fragrance, because I feel like I have at least 3 dupes of it that to me are lovely. I don't know if I need the original. Maybe I'll still get it one day just to compare it. But as of right now, I don't have it. So I cannot compare it to the original Herba Pura. But on its own, this to me, I would describe as a safe, mass appealing, sweet citrus that is not overly sharp, that also has muskiness added in, along with a bit of vanilla and amber in the base that kind of helps to smooth and round it out so that it doesn't come off too sharp. But it is still very hot weather appropriate. Not tropical, not overly crazy citrus, but like a sweet, slightly rounded out, non-sharp citrus that is just enjoyable. I think it's fantastic. In comparison to some of the other Herba Pura DNAs that I have, I would say that this one leans in a more musky direction but it's still fantastic and very, very affordable. This was actually one of the earliest viral fragrances from Latafa. We had the Yaras. This was one of those that also went very viral, I believe. And I think it's just because it's taking an incredibly popular DNA and giving it to you, of course, at a very cheap price point, and it smells really good. This is also a fragrance that if I am wearing something that is fresh or citrusy or aromatic, one of those kind of scent profiles for the summertime, I find it very easy to layer Abiyedh White or this Herbapura DNA in general to sweeten it up, make it a bit more feminine leaning if that's what I'm looking for at that time. Next up, we have one that I feel gets polarizing reviews. People either hate it or love it. I just happen to be in the love it category. I'm talking about Latafa's Mayar Natural Intense. So Natural Intense is supposed to be inspired by Giorgio Armani's Acqua di Gioia. And I do have that fragrance as well. And so I've been able to compare them. Do I think that this is a one-to-one for that? I do not. I do not think it's a one-to-one. But I do think that it's inspired by it. You can smell it in this to me. But I feel like it is kind of like a beast mode version of it. I find the floral notes, the aquatic notes, everything just feels amped up to where it changes the profile. And you get this fresh, aquatic, citrusy, maybe a little bit woody at times type of scent profile that I think is incredibly invigorating for the summertime. I think it, to me, leans a bit feminine, but for sure, a man could wear this as well. I find the citrus category in general, fresh citrus scents, to usually be very unisex, unless they're like Herbapura. No, even Herbapura is unisex. But anyways, I think it's fantastic. If you are looking for something that is inspired by Armani Acqua di Gioia, but you're okay with the fact that it's not going to smell exactly like it, but you're just looking for something that's inspired by it. So it's going to be similar, going to be in that class of smell, and definitely stronger. Like for sure, no shade to the Armani Acqua di Gioia, but it's a very like soft, light aquatic fragrance. I think that the Latafa Natural Mayar Intense definitely might be even more suitable to some people because of the improved performance and just the overall projection. I get at least 7.5 hours with this one. I think it's a really nice long-lasting scent, and I just think it smells really, really good. Very refreshing and invigorating. And last but certainly not least on this list is one of my newest faves. I have been obsessed with this scent since I have received it. We are talking about Maahir Honor. I love this one so much. This is inspired by Torino 21. I've never smelled Torino 21, but I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna get that fragrance because this is one of those situations where I really like this so much that I'm very curious, how does the original smell? Because I don't really have a loyalty to, niche or designer or dupes. I have a loyalty to smell. And whatever smells the best is what I want if I can afford it at a certain point in life. Even if I can only put it on my want list, I'll put it on my want list. So I'm just very curious if the original Torino 21 has anything different to offer from this, or if it's on par. So I think I'm gonna sample it first and see. If I'm guessing, the Latafa version is probably going to have a better projection and longevity, but I could be wrong about that, we'll see. But anyways, this is a very, very fresh, unisex for sure, minty, sage, aromatic. Why did I say sage? I don't think there's any sage in here. But minty, aromatic type of scent profile. You get the thyme, you get the rosemary. And sometimes when I get those types of notes in fragrances like thyme and rosemary, it can make the fragrance a bit too aromatic for me and make it come off just a little bit too masculine. But I find that whatever dosage they use for this particular perfume is perfect because it's not too aromatic. It's not too, masculine. But I find the dosage that they did in this perfume to be perfect because it's not too masculine. It's not too aromatic. I think it's perfectly unisex, incredibly fresh. Out of all of the fragrances on this list, with maybe the exception of Breeze, I think that this is probably the freshest. And I think it's because of the mint. To me, mint, just from the way that mint is composed, like the DNA of mint is so fresh, right? That like menthol eucalyptus clearing your nasal passageways. It's hard to get fresher than that type of smell. To me, this smells kind of like a mojito without any sweetness, without the strawberry or the, whatever type of sweetness that you may put into a mojito. It smells kind of like that. And when you first spray it, the opening is not my favorite. When you first spray it, I feel like the lemon can be a bit harsh, can be a bit intense. As it starts to settle down, that's when I really fall in love with the scent, because to me, that's when I get more of the aromatic spices, the rosemary, the thyme, as well as the mint. Even though the mint is in the opening, I feel like I get it more, or maybe I can smell it better as the other citruses calm down and it just turns into this beautiful, clean, fresh, minty smell with a slight woody dry down. So I absolutely love Maahir Honor, one of my favorite finds from Lattafa this year thus far. So let me know, guys, if you have tried any of these fresh fragrances from Lattafa. If not, what are some of your favorite fresh fragrances that you enjoy? I think I'm gonna do freshies from other brands as well. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow for our next episode.